Face your reflection. You may be familiar with the film, The Lion King. The story follows a young lion, Simba, whose father is murdered, and is tricked into believing that it was all his fault. He runs away and joins a gang of happy-go-lucky, irresponsible friends. They love him dearly, but do not encourage him to take responsibility for the life that he is destined to live. His childhood friend comes and tries to call him back home, to step into the leader he's supposed to be. Yet, he still will not go. And then, Rafiki, the eccentric wizard-like character, bashes him on the head and takes him to a lake, where he tells him to look at his own reflection. Simba looks, but does not see anything, other than the young lion staring back at him. Rafiki tells him to look deeper. As he looks, he sees in his reflection the face of his father. He looks up to the stars and sees his father's image staring down at him, telling him, "Remember who you are." Authenticity requires studying your own reflection and looking deeper into it, to discover or remember who you really are. And yet, most people only study their reflection in the search for imperfections, which they can address. This is not to be discouraged completely, because it does serve a purpose. It helps us to craft our image, which can be useful for making our products and branding more appealing to more people. However, that activity needs to be done in a constructive way. A destructive way to study your reflection is to criticize yourself, to focus on the pain that you carry, on the imperfection, instead of focusing on the beauty, or focusing on the inspiration in your eyes. When we can study our reflection constructively, we can discover that our Father's eyes are staring back at us. In addition, our mother's eyes, and the eyes of almost everybody that we have ever met. Whichever part of them we considered important enough to store within ourselves, in case we might need it. Understanding who you are means understanding all of the parts that live in your reflection. However, sometimes you may see, in your reflection, something that scares you. For example, Simba could see in his eyes the part of himself which is closely related to Scar, his murderous uncle. Seeing that within us are the same scars that hurt our loved ones can be so frightening that we want to look away from the reflection. But this is what Rafiki means when he says, look deeper. You must study your reflection so deeply that you can see the stars. You see the star within yourself. The light, the magic, the inspiration, the beauty, the transformation. This may come in the form of a mild hallucination, such as seeing your face morph or transform. When you reach this stage of studying your reflection, you know you are doing it correctly. It may take 5 to 10 minutes, or more, for you to reach this point. This is your boss fight for the tutorial program. Your hardest challenge so far. Spend at least 5 minutes studying your reflection. As much as possible, try to hold eye contact, but don't be afraid of letting your gaze move around your face. It can also be helpful to select a particular eye, such as the right eye, and focus on that eye for as long as you can. Your vision may start to blur around the edges, and eventually the face that you see, looking back, will start to change. Perhaps the emotions will change. Perhaps the features will change. Perhaps you will see the face of an animal. For example, when the architect first completed this challenge, he saw his face transform into a lion's. Note, this was not a vivid hallucination. This was only a mild hallucination. It was symbolic, it was dreamlike. Studying your reflection is a very, very powerful tool, and caution is advised. Remember to breathe and look away if you find things that you really do not like. Good luck, and when you are ready, return to submit your proof of completion. In this case, the easiest way for you to prove that you completed the challenge is to record a video of you doing the challenge. You do not have to show your face if you do not want to. Perhaps record a video of your back, as you face the mirror for at least 5 minutes. Or, you could write a short description of what you experienced or learned after completing the challenge. Submitting this will be treated as proof of completion. When you have submitted your proof, you will be ready to officially begin your game of authenticity. Click Continue, and then select your experience upgrades for your game. We look forward to welcoming you into the Take Off the Mask community, where the gameplay for Level 1 is conducted.